Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. So you all know that I've been talking about this insurrection that occurred at the Capitol where 5 people died, 1 officer was killed, and 1 woman was shot, and 3 other people died due to medical complications during this particular insurrection, this attempted coup, this outright riot that took place, where you had these Trump supporters actually invade the Capitol in order to overturn Democratic election results. Uh, this was an attempted coup, no different from coups that take place in other parts of the world where you have democratically elected leaders overthrown by dictators. And that's what Trump attempted to do. Make no mistake about it. So one of the people that was at this demonstration, at this riot, and actually invaded the Capitol is the leader of the Hawaii Proud Boys, and his name is Nicholas Ochs. And this man has been charged with, he's been arrested, he's been charged with misdemeanor unlawful entry of restricted buildings or grounds. So he faces charges, and one of the reasons why they were able to track him down is because of his social media. He posted pictures of himself inside of the Capitol, bragging about it. You know, he was posing with another man, and they were smoking cigarettes. So this man has been arrested, thank goodness. He was arrested as soon as he touched down in Hawaii from his trip to D.C., and that's a positive development. And now what this guy is doing is he's attempting to defend himself. And one of the ways he's trying to defend himself is by saying that he's not racist. And you hear this a lot with these Proud Boys. He's like, I'm not racist because I'm married to a black woman. And he has, there are these pictures on social media of him and this black woman. And when I saw that, I just thought about one thing, and that's why do black women love white supremacists? Because I've seen other situations like this where you have black women who are literally married to white supremacists. There was an article done a while ago, I think it was last year, and I will post that article as well in the description box so that you all can check it out. But it was about another black woman dating one of these so-called Proud Boys. And make no mistake about it, the Proud Boys are a white supremacist organization. Despite them trying to use all this PR to pretend like they're not racist, despite them having a white Latino dude as a front man, they're a racist organization. They say that they are about Western chauvinism, and that's just a euphemism for white supremacy, the idea that Western culture is superior to all other cultures. That's a key part of their ideology. Also, their founder was a known racist. Their founder regularly used the N-word in publications and some statements. And also, the organization Proud Boys is affiliated with white supremacists. The Proud Boys participated and helped organize the riot that occurred in Charlottesville, Virginia, where you had those white supremacists marching in the streets, marching around with torches, engaged in violence, against people. One of those terrorists at that Charlottesville riot actually used their car to kill a woman. There are scenes of white supremacists beating black people at that particular riot. So the Proud Boys were a part of that. And the Proud Boys not too long ago actually burned Black Lives Matter signs in D.C. They literally took those signs down from churches, black churches, and torched them. So that's what the Proud Boys represent. They work with organizations. They have done publications with white supremacist groups, publications with groups affiliated with people like Jared Taylor and Richard Spencer. And what I will do is I will post a link to articles from the Southern Poverty Law Center and the Anti-Defamation League laying out the racist history of the Proud Boys. So despite all this rhetoric that they put out here trying to pretend like they are not white supremacists, that's exactly what they are. They are a white supremacist organization. So you have this white supremacist with this black woman, dating a black woman. And let's be clear, like what Charlottesville was about. They were defending Confederate statues dedicated to people who engaged in treason against the United States, war against the United States, in order to preserve their right to enslave black people. That's what they were fighting for in Charlottesville. And then you have a movement, Black Lives Matter, where people are trying to end police brutality and racial profiling. And these people, these Proud Boys, had the audacity to burn those kind of signs that say Black Lives Matter. And they participated in this insurrection in support of Donald Trump in an effort to overthrow a government to prevent a democratic election from occurring. And we all know that Donald Trump is a racist. Anybody supporting Donald Trump is a racist. And, and I know some people may take issue with that, but you are a racist because this man has made it clear that he is a racist, and you're going to vote for that. You're going to vote for a man who called African countries shithole countries. You're going to vote for a man who said that only black people can live like this. You're going to vote for a man who said he didn't want black people counting his money. You're going to vote for a man and support a man and march for a man that, was sued twice by the Justice Department for discriminating against African-American tenants and applicants. You're going to vote for a man who took out a full-page ad calling for the death penalty against young black men who were falsely accused, much like what would happen during the days of Jim Crow when they would falsely accuse black men and lynch black men. You're going to support that? You're going to support a man that attacked affirmative action and opposed police reform? So anybody supporting Donald Trump is a racist. And that's what you have with this guy. He is a white supremacist. He is a part of the Proud Boys. And not only is he a member, he is the actual leader of the Proud Boys. But he's married to this black woman. And it just made me think, like, how in the hell does a black woman find herself married to a white supremacist? What the hell is wrong with a black woman that can marry a white supremacist and have a child with a white supremacist? What is her problem? But before I go into that, let me just address this issue of him trying to absolve himself from charges of racism simply by the fact that he's married to a black woman. Who you marry doesn't necessarily mean that, you marrying a black woman doesn't mean that you were not racist. You sleeping with a black woman doesn't mean that you're not racist. When you are supporting all these racist organizations, when you are literally putting your life and your liberty on the line to help a racist stay in office despite the fact that he lost the election, you are a racist. And no sleeping with a black woman is going to absolve you of that. The slave master used to sleep with black women, rape black women, and all that stuff. That didn't, the slave master was still oppressing black people while he was sleeping with black women. And the fact that you got some Negro bed wench, that doesn't absolve you of your racism. That doesn't absolve you from being affiliated with a group that has all these ties to white supremacists. That doesn't absolve you from defending and supporting a white supremacist in the White House. So, I mean, we just have to take into account history. Like, segregationists like Strom Thurmond, they slept with black women. But he was a staunch segregationist, somebody who supported the oppression of black people, the segregation and humiliation of black people. The fact that he would like to have sex with some black women doesn't make him, absolve him of his racism. And the same is true with this guy. Just because you have an individual connection with another individual, that alone doesn't absolve you of being a racist, of being a bigot. Because if you weren't one, you wouldn't be affiliated with a group like Proud Boys, and you definitely wouldn't be the leader of Proud Boys. So that's the one issue. And then, this issue with the black woman, it's like, I just wonder why this black woman would be with somebody and, like that. And I looked at this article and it says that she supports his views. Like she supports his views about, this Proud Boy ideology, which is nothing but, it's very similar to neo-Nazi type of ideology. It's no coincidence that they are affiliated with the alt-right, people like Richard Spencer and Jared Taylor. It's no coincidence. So this is a black woman who finds herself supporting not only this man by marrying him, but she supports the right-wing fanatical ideology that this man has. And this is just a prime example of Stockholm Syndrome. It's a prime example of self-hatred. That's what you have with this black woman. It's like some black women are more concerned about hypergamy than they are about their race, about their community, about themselves. That's the only way you can explain a woman, a black woman, being with a white supremacist. And it's sickening, it's disgusting, and it's just outrageous. It's like, some women, they just gravitate towards strength, like even if that strength is at the expense, perceived strength rather, even if that strength is at the expense of their own people. And it's no wonder people would call someone like this a Negro bed wench, because she's comfortable literally sleeping with the enemy. And that's what she's doing, sleeping with the enemy, and not just because of his race, but because of his ideology and everything that he represents. So tell me what you all think. Please rate, comment, subscribe, like the video, share the video, hit that notification bell so that you'll know when I post new content on here. Peace and blessings to each and every one of you. Have a great day.